Hello everyone, this is Colfina. I'm standing in the village of Castleton, within line of sight of the Globe Theater and the docks behind me. I'm going to do a quick video today to talk you through a couple of the interesting map features that we have in our server. Specifically, I'm going to cover the project boards, the Bryn Gwlad city map on the back of the project board, and the map room that is under construction. So I'm going to fly up and make my way over to the project board in the city. May also go to the project board in Castleton at the end of it. We'll see how I feel. So this is our project board. As you can see, I have some SEA music floating in through my audio. This is because I have enabled the audio client. This is something you'll be prompted to do when you log in the server. I highly recommend it. Makes the server feel very, very familiar. So this is a 10 by 20 project board. There are 10 plots by 10 plots in the city of Bryn Gwlad behind us. This board has, for every plot, let me get a little bit closer, a sign with a number on it indicating that plot's number, and either a sign underneath it that indicates somebody has claimed that plot for building, or no sign underneath the plot number indicating it's available for construction. So simple system. For every row of numbers, you look directly underneath it to see who has claimed that plot. Sometimes people will indicate what they're planning to build there, or they'll just put their name on it to see what's going on. Some of the plots will have a competitive indication on it. So for example, plot 40 and 41 are both designated as competitive slots. These means these are reserved for folks who are participating in our month-long build competition. That's a survival mode build competition where you are given a 2x2 chunk, so 2 chunks by 2 chunk plot. That's what all of these are, to build within. If you want more details on that, and check that out either on the website or another video if there's one available. So for every 2 rows, and we have signs with plot number, signs that indicate whether or not they're claimed. Now, the orientation of this board is important and can be useful. So I said it's 10 by 20 plots, and it's oriented in the same way as the city behind you. So looking at this board, you're effectively standing here at the bottom. On the far opposite side of the city, so if you were to go straight down the city DePisa Boulevard, you would run into 4 plots in the center that make up the park. If I get closer to that, you'll see it says park on it. Awesome. And then you can see our northern quadrant has no signs on it. This is reserved for the Bryn Gwlad Keep. That's a special project that we have that's under construction. And then everywhere else, for the most part, will have signs under it indicating there are plots that are either claimed, claimable, or reserved. Now, using this map, you can actually use this to figure out where the plot is that you're claiming. So say I want to claim plot 45, I would place a sign under here with my name on it, and then I have to figure out where that plot is relative to where I'm standing. So this map, you can tell us. So if I'm here, you start at the base of the map, what I should be able to do is go into the city. The first plot over should be plot 44. The next one should be plot 45. So let's go take a look at that. I go straight into the city. The first plot I can see is plot 44. Awesome. So if I go over this way, I should get to plot 45. Awesome. So you can see there is some stuff on here. Some of these plots, especially the ones that are unclaimed, have structures on them. However, if you wish to build on a plot that's not claimed and something's been built on it, we have the ability to effectively copy and paste or move builds within the city. And so that's something we can accommodate. One other thing I want to point out about plots in the city. So we know you can go to the project board and claim a plot. You can use the board to figure out roughly where that is, and then you can use the signs on the ground to figure out what should be in that plot. Now, this is a sign that's been placed in the world. It says there's a small house, Josue, little typo there, for Rena de Moore. And then on the opposite side of this plot, zoom over there, I see another sign that said there should be a large house for Frere Wilhelm. Now, these signs are derived from our baronial land rolls. This is something that we develop and maintain every year, where members of the SEA who live in Bryn Gwlad are awarded property and lands within the realm of Bryn Gwlad that represents their they're derived from awards received and participation in the society. Roughly, the more different awards or higher level awards you have, the more property you're granted. If you're interested in that, ask the Baron and Baroness. They can probably explain it all to you. Note this indicates, so say for a second we have plot 44 has been claimed by Elise. So this plot has some constraints on it. These two signs indicate that this plot needs to include a large house and a small house on opposite corners of the plot. These are structures that we're trying to build into the city of Bryn Gwlad in order to respect and recreate our baronial land rolls, and so that we can actually have effectively a virtual model of what the city of Bryn Gwlad might look like if if it was based off of our land rolls. So at least when she's building this plot, should do her best to try and incorporate a large house and a small house on this plot, and then everything else in here would be fair game to build. The limiting factor is don't go over the roads, but you can build vertically and down to the ground almost as far as you want. The restriction on that, flying up, so you can see we have these sea stone blocks that create essentially a roof, a ceiling above the city. This is here as a marker to indicate the height at which people should stop building. We are adopting the rule that we don't want to build any higher than the keep. So I'm going to fly to the north side of the city here. And we don't want any of the buildings in town to overshadow our keep. So we've set this line as the marker for basically where to build underneath so that our keep is the tallest structure in the city. That's about building within Bryn Gwlad. I'm going to show down and show you a couple of maps. So in the back of here, we have an in-game map that's derived from essentially people flying over and creating little snapshots of the city. This isn't updated automatically, but we will fill it in periodically to give us a relatively accurate representation of what the city looks like at any given point in time based on what we have built. It's pretty cool. And then what I want to show you is we have a larger map room down here. It's still under construction. That shows you, oh gosh, doors. So we were trying to do a similar thing, but instead of just taking the city of Bryn Gwlad, we're taking all the surrounding areas in our server, including all the way up to Temple, Texas, or approximate to Temple, Texas, the stronghold of Hell's Gate. We have some other locations that are built in. This is all a work in progress, but it'll hopefully give you a nice way to kind of interact and get a sense for like what this world looks like, where you are in it. Last thing I want to show you, quick mention. So this project board is very similar to the other one. This is more like high-level city projects that we have underway, not specific to plots. As you can see, we have a monastery hospice area. I believe that's actually underway. We have a lighthouse. You can say Santi. You can say that's mostly complete. Maybe it needs some more work. And you can see we have some projects to replace dirt in the roads, check for signs around town for projects, and then other things around that. We want to add lampposts with street signs, all sorts of kind of quality life things to really bring our city to life. Now, these are the kind of projects, if you're logging into the server and you want to build, you want to participate, you don't necessarily want to compete. These are the kinds of things that you can essentially jump on, volunteer a little bit of time to help us build this world, or you can jump into the server, warp your resources, and go explore your merry heart away. Anything is good as long as people are having fun, playing together, and essentially participating in our virtual SCA world. That's all for today. Maps, project boards, plots, all that good stuff. Have a good night.